following is a special presentation of ABC Sports.
I'm gonna make my approach in 0 in. Both the boys and round one in. Gonna find that kingfish flying around. Put my ball in the pocket and knock them all down. Gonna crank it up. Let it rock them up. Gonna crank it up. Let's swing them up. Get ready to bowl now. Strike out the day. Get ready to bowl. Strike out the day.
We witnessed high drama last week. In match 1 against Robert Lawrence, Walter Ray Williams Jr. came charging out of the chute throwing fireballs. Six in a row, the halfway point. Then he needed just one. Missing by one. Yes, another standing room crowd at Bradley Bowl in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. The finals of the $170,000 Tums Classic. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to bowl. Hello again. I'm Chris Schenkel. It's damp outside, but warm inside as we have an interesting field of 4. This is our 19th stop here in Windsor Lock for our telecast, and in that stop, the number 4 bowler is Billy Young of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He's going against Kelly Coffman of Topeka, Kansas. That's the first match. The winner of it will face 12-time PBA champion Brian Voss of Boca Raton. Our tournament leader is current Rookie of the Year Jason Couch of Winter Haven, Florida. The newly crowned Tums Classic champion will then face our King of the Hill, Ricky Ward, going for his 3rd win in a row. Nelson Burton Jr. won the first 2 tournaments here at Bradley Bowl. We welcome him back. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Chris. How are you? And it's a great tournament. It has been for almost 2 decades. And the East Coast scoring barrage continues here at the Tums Classic. 2 weeks ago at the Johnny Petraglia Classic, we had 64 strikes. Last week in Long Island, we broke all the records. 71 strikes, 254 average, that fabulous 259 game. And here at the Tums Classic, it continues. It took 229 average just to qualify 24th. We had 16 perfect games. And I'll tell you, Chris, they're going to shoot some big scores today, and there's a lot of money at stake.
And we always welcome that. The money, $34,000 of the winner. 18 runner-up, 10 for 3rd, and 7 for 4th out of the $170,000 total. Ready for that first match? Here is the handshake. Kelly Coffman. Billy Young. What a delightful 35-year-old professional. His best finish this year was 7th at the AC Delco Classic. 2-time champ. Won here in 1991. So he's off to the perfect start. Kelly Coffman was 2nd at the Johnny Petraglia tournament. Eight-year PBA member. Nelson, here we go. Here we go.
You're right, Chris. This is right where we left off, and you see the man with the most powerful bowling ball in the PBA Tour. He's in perfect position. The man weighs 260 pounds. Look at that determination. And watch this wrist action as he snaps through the ball. Good follow-through. He's getting better and better. As you see, 6 rounds, 42 games this week, 18 qualifying games, 24 match play.
Kelly Coffman starting with a double here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, in the Hartford area. And now from Tulsa, striking the first, shooting in the second on the right lane. Let's check Billy's form.
Billy, just a solid game. He's really improved in the last year and a half. Has that 4.5-step delivery. And at this point, Billy's in perfect condition and perfect position. And what he has done is he's straightened out his arm swing. He used to have a bump in his swing. Now he goes straight through the shots. And today we have 5 players in the championship round that just have perfect swings right on target. And so far, nobody's missed.
Meanwhile, off to our right, Brian Voss, who will meet the winner, continues to stay loose. Our cover boy, Brian Voss. First chink in the armor, Kelly Coffman.
Well, you can see from that low shot, Kelly going over the top of the ball. He usually keeps his wrist and hand directly behind the ball. He goes over the top, hooks high, leaves the 3-6-10. Has brought a low surface friction ball to his hand. He's trying to convert the 3-6-10. Look out.
Chopping the 3. Let's see how he recovers from that error.
Ball hooking too much, the 3 chopped directly off the 6 and 10 pins, and that's probably the only shortcoming Kelly Coffman has in the sport of bowling, is filling frames, making those spares.
And then a 210.
An unusual 210 is at one time he had the 2-4-6-10. Pin rolled around, knocked out the 4, took out the 6, and all he needs to do is get to the left of the 2-pin and drive it into the 10.
All-out try. Back-to-back open frames has put Billy Young out in front by 39 pins with 3 in a row. Okay, this is the first match, the Tums Classic. We'll be back.
Very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want.
Now at Goodyear, you can save 50% on the second tire when you buy one tire at the regular price. That's half off Goodyear Premium All-Season Radials for cars and light trucks. Any way you look at it, you save. Only at Goodyear now.
Hey, down in Napoleonville, Louisiana, this is what makes Ace the place.
Service, and you get it. Right now, an Ace round point shovel or lawn rake is just $5.99 each. Plus, get these quality Ace fertilizers for your lawn.
Hey, Ace is America's place for helpful service.
Here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, 2 right-handers, 2 professionals going head-to-head. Billy Young is up ready to go, shooting in the false frame with 3 in a row. His opponent, Kelly Coffman, started with 2 strikes, then opened in the next 2 frames. This man, at whom you're looking, leads by 39, can up it to 49. Billy Young, a winner in Windsor, Canada, and Windsor Locks, Connecticut, has the Windsor story.
Well, I think the names Windsor are more coincidence than anything, but the thing the 2 cities have in common are the people are very friendly. And the lane beds seem to fit my type of roll with the outside shot that I like to play.
Okay, 5'10", 160 pounds, 35 years old, 2 titles, including 1 here. Right about the people. Listen to them cheering in the background. They're an incredible group. And they often used to say that only candle pins were popular in New England. I got news for them. This type of bowling is king. Finally, even though he crossed over, he gets that strike after 2 open frames. We had a chance to visit with Kelly a little while ago, and here's what he had to say.
Well, first of all, I don't take re-racks because the power in my game usually eliminates any bad re-racks. I mean, you know, so I'm not superstitious as far as that. And I don't think anybody out here should get re-racks because if you take it like in golf, you know, when they hit a bad shot and it's in a bad line, you got to take it where it hits. So, you know, it's where the pins fall. It's your luck.
Okay, Kelly's theory, Bo?
Theory of re-racks, Chris. Each player is allowed 2 re-racks, but Kelly, with his power, really doesn't need them. However, this man here has been perfect through 5.
Yes, he is halfway to the $100,000 bonus. So, if he can bowl 6 more, pandemonium then. Very smooth today, Nelson. He seems zeroed in.
You're right, Chris, and he won the championship 2 years ago on this pair. Has a lot of confidence, as he said in his interview earlier, that the lanes just match his role, but he's an improved player. Every year, Billy Young has improved. He's got the swing, and he's got 6 in a row.
Now he needs 5. Okay. Tension beginning to build here, and look at the intensity. Don't get too intense, Billy. Crossing over again, this time leaving the 3 pin for Kelly Coffman. Wearing the mic. Talk about color coordination. Vision in purple and white. Whew.
Kelly Coffman, who's working at a 190 pace. That's if he strikes spares the rest of the way. Billy Young has the game won. It's just by how much?
Bob Benoit, who had our last 300 game on TV, had 2 300s this week. Finished 12th. Bob Benoit finished 10th. He's my pal. I wouldn't want to shortchange him. Now, this is the 8th frame, 7 in a row.
Boy, oh boy, what a horrible break after 7 in a row, the solid 8. And every one of Billy's shots has been perfectly solid in the pocket leading up to that tap, the 8 pin. He has match in hand. However, a $100,000 just bit the dust.
Single 8 pin. Last week it was the single 10 pin. Last frame for Walter Ray Williams Jr., and he shot at 299.
Here's the shot of the solid 8. Ball going right through the 1-3. The 5 getting chopped straight off the 8 pin. Tough break. A little let down for Billy. Leaves the 4 pin to set up the championship pair. Lanes 27 and 28. This 44 lane going center, an unusual number. The left-hand lane hooks about 1.5 boards more than the right. All the players know this. All they have to do is use a little more loft and speed on the left. Billy has done it very well so far.
Just does get it and maintains a 72-pin lead here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Just across the street from Bradley Bowl, we found a World War II treasure. What history.
Bud Light, the official beer of League Bowling and the Professional Bowlers Tour, brings you the Bud Light Bowling Hall of Fame Tournament. Registration for local qualifying is going on now. Contact your local bowling proprietor for more information.
I need your help, buddy. Yesterday she smiled at me. Today she's kind of cool. Should I ask her out or what? What do you think?
To say thanks for being your best friend, all it takes is a milk bone.
Hey, you're not jealous, are you?
Sure. Unsure. Sure. Unsure. Sure Solid has the most effective wetness-fighting ingredient you can buy. So when dryness counts, be sure to be dry.
The NFL's best are ready. They'll test their toughness as the Jeep Superstars begin. On ABC's Wide World of Sports, next.
This is Kelly Coffman. His opponent is Billy Young. Kelly trailing. Leaving a 6-10 in the 9th frame.
Not even close on this right-hand lane. He started off the match very well. However, the right-hand lane he's been crossing over almost every shot. Had a 3-6-10 open frame in the 3rd.
Thus far this year, Kelly's earned $28,320. Last year, for the entire year, $39,110. He was second in Johnny Petraglia's tournament in North Brunswick. But today he met a 7-in-a-row pro named Billy Young. And Kelly opened with a double and then 2 open frames.
For a powerful swing like Kelly's, he must keep the ball speed up. He's trusted the ball to right, but with no ball speed, he's a likable guy. You can see just by his reaction, despite a poor game here. Just kind of let down. He'll be back. He's a great player.
This is his 6th television in his career. So it's Billy Young in black. He's going to win it. He'll meet Brian Voss. ABC Sports presentation. The Professional Bowlers Tour will return after this message and a word from our ABC station.
Check this out. The NHL playoffs start April 18th on ABC.
Presenting the awesome Yardman lawn tractor with an automatic transmission, 18 horsepower industrial engine. It bags, mulches, and discharges, all for the price of much tamer tractors. Yardman mowers and tractors, made in America.
A twin blade from Bic?
What's in it for me?
I'm a big man. Big man.
This is new? A twin for normal skin and a twin for sensitive, right?
I'm a big man.
I'm a sensitive guy, right?
So I tried it.
Big man.
It's good. It was great. The new Bic Twin Select. Normal, sensitive. It really blew me away. You made a big man out of me.
I'm a big man. Big man.
Sunday at 7, 6 Central. Let my people go.
The most spectacular film of all is a television classic. Charlton Heston is Moses, the 10 Commandments.
Did you know Texaco puts System 3 in every grade of gasoline?
System 3 gets high marks in every grade, which is a lot better than I ever did.
My dad says Texaco puts System 3 in every grade. I'm in the 4th grade.
Of course. That's why I always fill up with System 3. What do I look like? Don't say it.
Visit your Texaco station.
I can get the tires rotated, the car lubed, and still get home in time for the game.
Mow the lawn.
For unbeatable System 3 gasolines and so much more.
Mow the lawn.
Mow the lawn.
Harrisburg Copiers wants to say something that may shock you. Don't buy a copier, buy a copy for 2.5 cents. With your 2.5 cents copy, you'll also receive a Minolta High Productivity Copier, which includes a recirculating document feeder, automatic two-sided copying, and 20-bin sorter. Included in your 2.5 cent copy, you'll also get toner, developer, service, everything you need to make a copy. So why buy a copier when you can get a copy for 2.5 cents? You can only get your 2.5 cents copy from Harrisburg Copiers, the innovators in copier technology. Call for information today.
Carl Ravitch has the scores and more on 27 News.
The Professional Bowlers Tour is brought to you by calcium-rich Tums. Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium. By Yardman, makers of high-performance mowers and tractors. American-made, American-owned. And by Firestone, America's tire since 1900.
We're back again, and the first game ended with Billy Young, 257 to 169. Billy started with 7 in a row, 8 total strikes, and now he has earned the right to go against Brian Voss, the 1988 Player of the Year, in our second match to determine the Tums Classic champion. King of the Hill, of course, will come up after that. King of the Hill being Ricky Ward. Here he is, 35-year-old Billy Young. Won the 1991 Tums Classic, the first.
What a letdown. He leaves the 4, 6, 7 on the very first shot. He just pulls the ball. We said this left-hand lane hooks a little bit more, and Billy, being very relaxed after winning that first match, lets the ball get away from him, has a somewhat of an impossible split. He'll just shoot for the 4-7 zone, hopefully to bounce one of the pins out.
All right. Tough way to start an open frame always. However, he'll be back now. Here's our first look today at Brian Voss. His best was a second in Baltimore.
Voss, the crowd favorite here, just ideal form. Just a 4.5-step delivery, everything locked. You can almost see the determination in his eyes. There's not a position you don't like here about Voss. He'll pull that left arm through, watch the steady head, the knee dropping down, straight to target. Look at that frozen shot. And right now, Chris, Walter Ray Williams Jr. and Brian Voss are bowling as good as anybody I've seen in years.
It just didn't come up. 2-4-5.
I saw him right before we went on the air, and he thought he could bowl 300. That's how high he set his goals today, and he was a little disappointed right here. As he leaves at 2-4-5, he needs to get the ball between the 2 and 5, take out the 4. I know he's disappointed, but he has to key on the match now against Billy Young.
All right, marked with a spare, whereas his opponent Billy Young had an open frame. We're in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, Tums Classic. Coming up next, ABC's Wide World of Sports presents NFL greats and the kickoff of the Jeep Superstars. Plus, West Coast Kentucky Derby hopefuls hit full stride at the Santa Anita Derby, and that's live. And racing snowmobiles, Indy 500 winner Al Unser Jr. That's all next, ABC.
Billy Young, whose father was one of the great bowlers in the central part of the country from Oklahoma. He's won an American Bowling Congress championship and has been very influential on his son's bowling career. An ideal style. Billy Young, very compact. He'll be in this area. He'll be right between the first and second arrows. He'll keep his hand directly behind the ball, lift straight through it, and can hopefully make up for that open in the first frame.
Beautiful, beautiful swing. Billy Young.
Now the man ranked 8th in the world on the PBA computer rankings. The rankings are led by Walter Ray Williams Jr. at the present time. Monicelli is second.
We had a few of them last week. Brian Voss has a special weapon in his good luck bag today. It's a pretty cute weapon.
Well, I like to fly home at least after every tournament if possible. This week I decided to fly my wife and my good luck charm out, and he is trained to scream in my opponent's backswing, quite loudly if I might add. So this is Cameron.
And this is his mom, Andrea Voss. Joshua and Cameron, their 2 children. And Dad is out there working. He needed that double. We're in our second game. We'll return after this.
Around the turn of the century, in a small Detroit carriage shop, Harvey Firestone met a fellow young inventor named Henry Ford. Firestone tires have been seen almost everywhere ever since. On Fords, Chevrolets, tractors, trucks, Indy lights, and Saturns. Firestone, America's tire since 1900.
They ate the same things, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. These 2 use aluminum and magnesium. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
For heartburn plus gas, Tums makes an anti-gas antacid too.
It's no time to spare. Every strike is a precious gem in the second jewel of bowling's Triple Crown. It's the BPAA U.S. Open next week on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour.
Today in Connecticut, Billy Young won the first match 257 to Kelly Coffman's 169. There were 8 strikes. He's going against Brian Voss. He is trailing by 11, can cut it to 1 with a strike right here. Okay, on his birthday, Firestone champion David Ozio.
Thanks, Chris. I'm with Jason Couch, tournament leader here this week. One of the new young players on the tour. Jason, as a rule of thumb, lefties generally in the past decades have dominated from left of the second arrow. In recent years, the lefties have dominated from deep inside. Why?
Well, to tell you the truth, David, I think it's just the power that us lefties generate, and that's also giving you the gray hair.
Good answer, good answer. Bo, give him 10 pins extra on his score. No, seriously.
I think it's just the new reactive resin balls are just giving us an advantage inside because our oil doesn't track out so fast.
All right.
Acceptable.
That's our tournament leader speaking with David Ozio, and right now, here's the man ranked number 8 in the world. He trails by 9 pins, can take the lead with a strike here in the 5th.
And a pesky 4-pin on the right line for Brian Voss, former Army champion. Has paid his dues, believe me.
3rd pin on the left-hand part of your screen. The 2-pin goes to the sideboard, spanks out the 7, leaves the 4. And I spoke with Brian last night after the 42nd game, and he said, I am tired. He's only skipped 1 tournament all year long, and it's showing a little bit today.
Tomorrow on ABC Sports, world and Olympic champions compete in performances that are anything but routine. It's the 1993 Subaru World Open Gymnastics Championships. Action begins at 3 Eastern, 2 Central Pacific. Then, get this one. Formula One champ Nigel Mansell tries for a 2nd consecutive IndyCar victory. The Valvoline 200. That's a live race. And I spent several days with his teammate, Mario Andretti. And I think Mario's going to win tomorrow.
He looks good, you said Mario does. Spending some time down there in, what, Nazareth, Pennsylvania?
Nazareth.
See, you got a little suntan. I know you didn't get it from up here, pal.
Now Billy Young. 4 in a row. 6th frame. Oh, this is a beautiful match. Back and forth. But now going out to a 20-pin lead, Billy Young.
Other than great ability, both these players have something in common. They both had trouble with their arm swings in the middle of their career. This man right here, Brian Voss, straightened out his arm swing in 1985, where he used to have a loop at the top of the swing, and he's been one of the greatest ever since, winning over $1 million. Billy Young did it this year at the age of 34. Right now, he has a 20-pin lead, can make it 30, 5 in a row.
But his opponent, Brian Voss, has a strike up. And when we come back to Windsor Locks, Connecticut, Brian will be bowling.
On the surface, it's a perfect neighborhood. But beneath the surface, there could be trouble brewing in the septic system. Ask anyone who's had a backup. Regular maintenance, including Rid-X, helps keep your septic system free-flowing and helps prevent backup. Use Rid-X once a month.
Here on the set, when the lights come up and the camera starts to roll, there's no place to hide. And even one flake of dandruff, even one, can ruin it all. That's why I use Head & Shoulders. You know, it's even better than it was just a couple of years ago. Today's Head & Shoulders gets to 10 times more of the places dandruff starts. Put it to the test. Prove it to yourself. Head & Shoulders and Head & Shoulders 2-in-1. Because great hair can't have flakes.
Preferred stock cologne from Stetson. What preferred men prefer.
The NFL's best are ready. They'll test their toughness as the Jeep Superstars begin. On ABC's Wide World of Sports, next.
We're back again at the Tums Classic, Bradley Bowl in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Brian Voss trailing by 30. Oh, with that strike up, he's shooting in the 7th. He's what he just said, you got to have this one.
You're right. He's just about in a must situation. He can bowl 259 if he strikes out, and I think he's going to need every bit of at least 240. Brian Voss with 12 wins and 2 losses in his last 4 appearances in the championship round has been on a winning tear. He's averaged over 224 in that streak that's gone back over a year. But right now he's in a position where he needs some strikes, and his position on the lane is very simple. This area, he'll be right around the second arrow, straight behind the ball, good inside-out swing. You know, Chris, there's a difference between bowling to win and bowling not to lose. And this man was truly bowling to win. I sincerely believe he thought he was going to win this tournament. And what a disappointing shot here as he leaves a ringing 10 in the 8th frame. And he's in a precipitous position.
And does get the 10 pin. He's hot. Knowing Brian.
Voss, a potential 238. Billy Young, if he spare strike, the rest of the way is going at a 239 pace. But he's red hot. Who would have thunk? The 4-9.
6 in a row, and then that.
This opens the match right back up. Even if he doesn't make it, what he needs to do is get the ball to the left of the 4-pin, drive the 4 into the 9. If he does that, he would maintain a 19-pin lead. If he doesn't convert the 4-9, the lead falls to less than 10 with 2 frames left.
So you breeze merrily along in this game, and all sorts of things can happen. Next week included, ABC Sports will be presenting the second jewel of the professional bowling's Triple Crown. The best bowlers will be there. Total purse $225. It's the BPAA U.S. Open next Saturday at 3, 2 Central. on ABC Sports. And here in the East, we advance the clock, Bo.
Move it up an hour, starting at 2 a.m. Right now, pivotal 9th frame. Billy Young, open in the 8th, needs to set up a strike here in the 9th. I think he thought that ball was going to drift high for a 4-pin and just set right in the pocket. But a man with a second life in this match, Brian Voss, cannot shut out Billy Young, but he needs at least 2 strikes to take the lead. 9th frame.
Second match of the Tums Classic. The first one won by Billy Young, whom Brian Voss is bowling now. 257, 169. Tension in this match. Former defensive halfback, high school football. I'll bet he was a great one, too. Billy Young.
Voss needs this strike to take the lead. 10th frame.
For the championship. The runner-up, as we always call it, in the match will go home with $10,000.
Voss with the double takes a 3-pin lead. One more strike would give him a 13-pin lead. However, he cannot shut out this man, Billy Young. Billy will determine his own fate. Brian didn't like that. He didn't catch it all at the bottom of the swing. With a spare, it'll be 227. He's going to force Billy Young to get at least 1 strike and a count. Here's the shot in the second shot in the 10th. He knows it's iffy. Leaves the 10-pin. That's the same shot Walter Ray Williams Jr. had last week for 299. Now for Billy Young, he must strike on this ball. Anything less than a strike, he cannot win. That could be the difference. It is the difference in the match and winning the tournament, going to the Firestone. What a horrible break for Billy Young. Brian Voss wins. He will bowl Jason Couch for the title. What a horrible break. That 10-pin was almost over.
The same hitch in his approach delivery, Bo. That shot and when he left the 8-pin.
The solid 8. He's waiting for the shot then, Chris, and he caught it all. What a terrible break.
You want them all to win. However, tough break.
Here it comes. Watch the 6-pin, second pin on the right-hand part of your screen. It just nicks the 10. Really, there's nothing Billy Young could have done. Another 1 degree off axis, and that pin falls over, and he has a chance to win the title.
One more drink, and that pin would have gone, right?
He was a drunken soldier there.
Yes, sir. Tough break. Billy had a big match in the first. 257. He bowled at 224, beaten by 3 pins, Brian Voss. This week, Choice Hotel International's Tip of the Week features John Handegard with equipment advice.
ABC Sports presents a winning never gets old bowling tip, sponsored by Choice Hotels International. Here's bowling great Dick Weather.
One of the problems that we may have as we get older is the lack of power to crank the ball to give us that strong finish as the ball approaches the pins. With us today is John Handegard, Senior Player of the Year in 1991. John, what recommendations do you have to overcome that problem?
Well, there's top weight in the ball, and it's marked by this label. And by drilling over that, or left or right, you can create different rolls on the ball. This first one is drilled dead center of the label, gives you a nice even arc on the back. This one is drilled left where the top weight is offset, and you get a more dramatic hook on the back end. Now, if you throw too much hook, you might try this. Put the label near your track on the negative side. That will mellow it out quite a bit.
Well, thank you, John. So as you can see, we can adjust our equipment to fit our needs. Your local pro shop can definitely help you because winning never gets old.
Look for more ABC Sports Winning Never Gets Old bowling tips. Sponsored by Choice Hotels International.
There are gut balls and gutter balls. And sometimes the trophy falls. But no matter what, you'll love the bowlers who have it all on ABC Sports Home Video, Bowling the Perfect Game. Call 1-800-4ABC-VCR to order bowling's colorful history. Narrated by Chris Schenkel and Nelson Burton Jr. This collector's home video can be yours to enjoy for only $14.98 plus $3.95 shipping. That's 1-800-4ABC-VCR.
You know, I'm always teaching bowlers how to put fingers into the shot, not just the ball. But you can also use your fingers to save money. If you're 50 or over, just call 1-800-4CHOICE, and you can save 30% at Choice Hotels like Quality, Comfort, Clarion, and Sleep. 30%. Now that's what I call aiming for the pocket.
Travelers 50 and over save 30% at any of the 7 brands in the Choice Hotels family.
Basically, I thought all toothpaste were the same. But then on a visit to my grandmother's, I tried her Arm & Hammer dental care. And wow, it was a special feeling, like a burst of clean. My mouth felt so clean and so healthy that it was just like leaving the dentist's office.
That fresh from the dentist feeling. It's because Arm & Hammer has twice the baking soda of any other major brand.
Now I get that fresh from the dentist feeling every single time I brush.
Arm & Hammer Dental Care. Twice the baking soda for that fresh from the dentist feeling of clean.
Here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, our first match was won by Billy Young over Kelly Coffman, 257 to 169. Then tough break for Young as Voss defeats him by 3 pins, 227 to 224. So now we're ready for the championship match. Jason Couch. All this in Connecticut on a rainy day. Now for a special report, here's ABC News' Peter Jennings in Vancouver.
Good afternoon, everybody. President Clinton and the Russian President Boris Yeltsin have now settled themselves into this Canadian city on the Pacific coast for a summit meeting which is important to both countries and certainly to both men as politicians. Mr. Yeltsin, who was welcomed by the Canadian Prime Minister Brian Mulroney, is here primarily in search of economic aid. Though very mindful, he must not be seen by his political opponents at home as a supplicant to the West. He said as much this morning when asked how much money Russia really does need.
Too little is not good because it's not enough to enable you to solve problems, while on the other hand, too much can be bad because it would be used by the communists to target us.
Mr. Yeltsin certainly needs more money than Bill Clinton has to offer. And Mr. Clinton has come all the way across the continent to give Yeltsin political support as well, if he can. This is Mr. Clinton's first excursion onto the international stage, and though he has reportedly indulged in his usual studious preparation, how he handles himself here will be politically important to him. A stable and democratic Russia which does not require so much money spent on the U.S. military will mean more available money for Mr. Clinton's domestic programs. The Cold War has been won and gone, but the Russian-American relationship, if it isn't smooth, can still give the rest of the world ulcers. We'll have a complete report on what's going on here during ABC's World News Saturday. I hope you'll join us then. I'm Peter Jennings in Vancouver.
Peter Jennings, a native of Canada, and did such a great job with us at the Calgary Olympic Games.
Great week, Chris Schenkel. 160 players went to the starting gate. Look at the average to make the top 24. 229, the highest of the year, 1993. In 5th place, Steve Fields. You know what he did this week? He made the 7-10 split and bowled a perfect game in the same week. Bob Vespi made the championship round here last year. Robert Lawrence will defend his U.S. Open title next week. Bob annoyed a couple of 300 games. Brian Gogol working on his game, looking sharp. Powerful Jeff Lizzie. Our host today on the sidelines, David Ozio. George Branham working on his bench press out there. John Racina, watch him. He's going to be the Senior Player of the Year this year, he said. Brian McClure, who had a 131 game, still rounded out the top 24, Chris, and a couple big tournaments coming up.
Okay. They really are. The U.S. Open next week, Canandaigua, New York. That is a week from today, followed by the IOF Forsters Open, Markham, Ontario, Canada, in the Toronto area. And then the Firestone after that. Right now, it's the championship match for the Tums Classic to be followed by the King of the Hill, Ricky Ward, the King, waiting off to the right.
The question is in this match, a determined Voss bowling as good as he's ever bowled in his life. Can he be stopped by Jason Couch?
3-pin for Brian Voss, who went over the $1 million mark by winning his last tournament, Homestead, Florida, in 1992. That was at Paula Carter Lanes, which were obliterated by the hurricane, and they're back doing it again.
Rebuilding Homestead Lanes just south of Miami, and we'll have a pro tournament there later on in 1993. Now, from Florida, the 1992 Rookie of the Year, our tournament leader, powerful Jason Couch.
23-year-old left-hander, 5'10", 165 pounds.
You talk about a powerful style, the contemporary style of a young man. Good position. Look at the little stutter step here with his feet. He's going to drive straight through at the top of that swing. Look at that wrist cocked. Arm close to his body. That's so important in all bowling. And he just saws that 5 out in his opening shot.
Third television appearance, and this is an indoctrination.
You bet. He goes right through the heart of the pins, leaves the 4, 6, 10. I said it. What he needed to do is keep his arm close to his body. He didn't on that particular shot. Leaves this split. All he's going to try to do is knock the 6, 10 out. Hopefully he can get something to bounce into the 4.
So it's an open frame for our tournament leader. His best finish this year was 10th in Las Vegas. His opponent, Brian Voss, was second in Baltimore. Perhaps has, well, definitely has an experience edge. He's going to get a lot of practice bowling 3 pins.
You're right, Chris. Back-to-back 3 pins, as we heard him comment on a bad shot. Head pin goes to the left sideboard, comes around and tips out the 6. That's kind of a savior because the 3-6 is a very choppable spare. This is very simple, just the 3. For the statistics buffs of television, this is our 744th TV finals, and the tournament leader, that would be Jason Couch. Tournament leaders have won 45.5% of the matches, so a little less than 50%. However, this year, tournament leaders are 9-3, 75%. He likes this one. Just determination. I like those eyes. So does he. The result.
Great comeback after an open frame by last year's Rookie of the Year, Jason Couch, who stayed in the regional program of the PBA an extra year, and here's why.
Well, I had the money to come out here in '91, but only for the summer and the fall stops, and I didn't think that'd be enough to win the Rookie of the Year honor. So I stayed back an extra year. I bowled the regional program, had a great deal of success there. I won 5 times and cashed in almost all of my tournaments, and I felt like that I could come out here and compete after doing that well in the regional program.
He has 8 total regional titles, so he is ready for the top spot, but Voss is his opponent. We'll be back.
They ate the same things, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. This uses aluminum and magnesium. So does this. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
Calcium-rich Tums. That's the one you want.
From this day forward, one place goes above and beyond what you've come to expect from car care. Sears Tire and Auto Center, driven to satisfy.
Twice a day, every day. All it takes is a milk bone.
We are live at Bradley Bowl in Windsor Locks, Connecticut, the Hartford area. Brian Voss of Boca Raton, Florida, 12-time champion, Bowler of the Year in 1988. Trails by one, can take a 9-pin, whoops. He leads by one, can take an 11-pin lead. Ooh, breaks up the split.
Well, for Voss to stay boss in this match, he has to keep his ball speed up. We saw the 4-9 become a pivotal shot when he defeated Billy Young. As Billy left the 4-9 here, Brian gets a break as the 2-pin goes around the 4 and takes out the 9. An easy spare.
All right, one of the 16 300 bowlers this week, David Ozio.
Thanks, Chris. We're with our King of the Hill, Ricky Ward. Ricky, you're the type of player that is just starting to come into your own. In the past few years, I mean, since you started, you were Rookie of the Year. You're going to bowl against Jason Couch, possibly that was Rookie of the Year, or Brian Voss, who is one of the wily veterans of the tour. You were a type of player that, you know, struggled, but now you've turned into somebody. You're in demand. What do you think about all this success? How have you been handling that?
Well, I think three main factors are discipline, attitude, and dedication. It's a goal to come out here and win, and that's what I want to do. It's what I live for, and I'm ready to go.
Do you care who you bowl today?
Not really. I just think I want to throw 12 frames and see if my score wins.
Chris, I think he's fueled for a fight.
That's right. Thanks, David. Well, that's 3 in a row and a 9-pin lead for Jason Couch, our tournament leader.
Jason, 23 years old. His mother, Darlene, is his coach. And his fiance, who he says is his good luck charm, Kelly Ryan, here rooting him on. Right now, he has a 9-pin lead. All right. Coming up in the 6th frame. The big hook ball player will be in this zone. He'll be right between the 2nd and 3rd arrows. Needs to keep the speed up. Boy, Chris Schenkel, for a guy who's never been tested, he looks tough.
That's right. Just one away from his first PBA title.
Voss needs to get the ball right about here. That's a reflection right there, that line. He needs to get the ball right through here. That's a 45-foot mark on the lane. That's his break point.
Come on, Brian!
Inside that target, another bad break, the 7-10 split. Voss actually has a chance to make it. He'll use a lot of ball speed and go a rocket shot at the 10-pin. Roth did it once. Let's see if Voss can do it. Not to be.
Brian Voss, 7 top 24 appearances and 8 cashes in 12 tournaments.
Voss checking the scoreboard, potential 227, but he hasn't been right around the pocket as he was in the semifinal match. For Brian, he has to go to the whip at this point. A lot of ball speed, a lot of power, and hopefully put some pressure on Jason Couch. 7th frame.
Here in his 47th television appearance. Bewildered, he's had quite a journey.
Confused. He made a move left on the lane, thinking that adjusting left, which is the normal move, would work on this championship pair. It doesn't, because the lanes are so slick in the center.
Runner-up in this championship, Max, gets 18,000. The winner gets 34, and into the King of the Hill match. You know, friends, if you look closely enough, you'll find today's championship trophy in the Harriet Beecher Stowe parlor room.
Hey, in LaPorte, Indiana, this is what makes Ace the place.
We're problem solvers.
Right now, this Rubbermaid 2.5-gallon poly gas can is only $2.49. Plus, get these quality Ace fertilizers for your lawn.
Hey, Ace is America's place for answers.
Dear Thompsons, I used Thompson's Water Seal waterproofer on my redwood furniture. My brother-in-law Lewis used another brand on his redwood gates. After intense rain, my furniture was like new. His gates swelled shut. Thompson's has no match. Sincerely, Lowell Salzer.
Fix-A-Dent Fresh. The spring water fresh feeling is reason enough to try it. And it's the strongest holding adhesive, so you'll never settle for anything less. Crisp freshness. Strongest hold. Two great reasons to Fix-A-Dent and forget it.
Alan Spindle is one of the many people slowly waking up to the fact that only coast is the eye-opener.
It's no time to spare. Every strike is a precious gem in the second jewel of bowling's Triple Crown. It's the BPAA U.S. Open next week on ABC's Pro Bowlers Tour.
The 44-lane bowling establishment here in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. Championship match leading by 31. Non-winner, last year's Rookie of the Year, Jason Couch, bowling Brian Voss. He has 4 in a row, shooting in the 7th frame. Five in a row, 41-pin lead.
Boy, sure has Voss on the ropes. I thought when he let go of that second frame and left the 4-6 split that Voss would jump all over him. But Brian seems to have a slight letdown. Doesn't quite have the ball speed going he did in the semifinal match against Billy Young. And right now, his face just told the story. He's in real trouble. He needs help both from himself and something disastrous to happen to this young man, Jason Couch, who's been very aggressive.
Well, a little 3-9 there, sleeper 9 ball.
It almost happened, Chris, as he whips it out wide with extra speed. He knows he can't get it up high where he was in the second frame, and he barely knocks out the 7-pin. Watch the 7-pin. Ooh, it almost stood. And the 3-9 is not a gimme, especially in this position.
The man that had 2 third-place finishes last year, his best this year was 10th.
Voss, 8th frame, in a must-strike situation. Trailing by 39, has a potential 217. Couch with strike spares the rest of the way would be 226.
Okay. On ABC tomorrow, World and Olympic champions compete in performances that are a lot more than routine. It's the 1993 Subaru World Open Gymnastics Championships. That action begins at 3 Eastern, 2 Central Pacific, followed by, yes, the Valvoline 200 Live. Formula One champ Nigel Mansell tries for a second consecutive IndyCar victory.
Must shot for Brian Voss. Cannot win if he doesn't strike.
So it's $18,000 for
the beef, as we call him out here, the beefcake boy, one of the night. Kind of waving to the crowd. He needs to get the ball to the left of the 4-pin, drive it into the 9. Even if he makes it, he's in real trouble, but he will be back. He's one of the great ones. Voss going with the straight shot, very little hook. It's good technique at this split, but he just misses the 4-pin. It's going to be a cakewalk for Jason.
So $34,000. We've had 3 in a row, first-time winners, Bo. Last 3 tournaments.
Yes, we have, Chris. This is the 4th left-hander to win this year. Ricky Ward won, Parker Bone has won, Mike Albee, and the famous scout that Chris Schenkel likes so much has been pivotal in this game as he fires the head pin in the 7 here in the 9th. It's just a victory lap for Jason Couch in his first title.
And he can add another 5 if he can dispose of the King of the Hill, Ricky Ward. That match will be coming up after this one. Wasting no time. This 23-year-old will be going against a 24-year-old tough bowler, Ricky Ward.
Joe Hutchinson is knocked out of the Firestone Tournament of Champions. Jason Couch gets his first trip to Akron.
226. Remember, Brian won his only other game, 227 to 224.
Well, for Brian Voss, he's only skipped one tournament all winter. He told me he was tired last night, and I know he wasn't thinking about that in the championship round today. However, he did lose the steam on the ball after his victory over Billy Young. He trains with video equipment. I'm sure he'll look at this match and see what went wrong.
But he's added 18 to the 38,000 he'd won up to this point. He was Bowler of the Year in '88 as we look at that. No longer a rookie, Jason Couch. He has won his first PBA title. Brian earned $225,000. 10 times on our telecast, 2 victories. So, handshake. Congratulations. And a kiss to Kelly Ryan, the fiancée. Ward is the next. ABC Sports presentation of Professional Bowlers Tour will return after this message. Word from our ABC station.
Ninjas do 2 things very well. They react. And they attack. Nothing blows them away like a ninja. The AMF Ninja, available today.
Around the turn of the century, in a small Detroit carriage shop, Harvey Firestone met a fellow young inventor named Henry Ford. Firestone tires have been seen almost everywhere ever since. On Fords, Chevrolets, tractors, trucks, Indy Lights, and Saturns. Firestone, America's tire since 1900.
Indy falls in love with 3 women.
What did I get myself into? Every man's dream.
Young Indiana Jones and the Scandal of 1920, Saturday.
Smashing dishes.
When he couldn't get my attention verbally, then he would do something physically to get my attention.
Breaking tables.
He just started yelling at me at the top of his lungs.
Throwing chairs.
I could forget to make the bed, and that would make him angry.
On the next Mari, meet violent men whose tempers got out of control.
We cannot feel the pain we inflict upon another. I think it's a sickness. Yes, I do.
But can they find an end to their anger? On the next Mari.
Monday at 5, followed by 27 News. You're about to see the power of subliminal advertising. Now, can you name bowling's hookingest and bashingest ball? It's the Rhino Pro line in several distinctive urethane formulations to improve any game. Catch the Rhino Pro at one of these official Rhino Pro shops.
Rob Dixon has the forecast tonight on 27 News.
Hi, everyone. I'm Al Michaels reporting from Santa Anita Park in Arcadia, California. We'll return to bowling in just a moment. But coming up on ABC's Wide World of Sports, we'll bring you live coverage of the Santa Anita Derby, the major prep race for West Coast Kentucky Derby hopefuls. Plus, a host of NFL stars will battle in the preliminary round as we begin our coverage of the Jeep Superstars. Also, we'll join Indy 500 champion Al Unser Jr. for a unique look into the world of professional snowmobiling. All coming up next at 4:30 Eastern on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Okay, back again. Windsor Locks Tums Classic winner has been determined, but Billy Young started out with a big score against Kelly Coffman, 257 to 169. Then in steps Brian Voss, who won by 3, 227 to 224. Jason Couch, a non-winner tournament leader, then eliminates Voss and wins his first title, the score of 226 to 173. 34,000 for Jason, 18 for Brian, 10 for Billy Young, and 7 for Kelly Coffman. So we'll be going with the King of the Hill in a moment. Earlier I mentioned about the Valvoline 200 tomorrow on ABC Live, and that Nigel Mansell would try for 2 in a row in Indy cars, having won in Australia. Well, this afternoon he crashed in practice in Phoenix. It's not determined whether he has a concussion. It's expected, but Wide World of Sports will bring you more news on that, Bo, as we get ready now here for Kellogg's King of the Hill.
It's going to be a good match, Chris. 2 young players with the 1991 Rookie of the Year, the 1992 Rookie of the Year, and Ricky Ward is going for $15,000. Here's what he did last week. Here he's bowling a 269. 265. What a high-scoring match. He's eligible for a $10,000 bonus this week, so it's $15,000 if Ricky Ward can win. It's $5,000 for Jason Couch if he wins. 2 lefties for the first time for the King of the Hill, week 13.
279 and 269 is winning scores. Coming into this match against the new Tums Classic champion, Jason Couch. The King will be determined in 1 game head-to-head. 5,000 to the winner.
Well, we've seen the rookies not have letdowns after they won the tournament in the King of the Hill match. Let's see if that holds true to form as a very aggressive Jason Couch, winning 226 to 193 over Brian Voss, can sustain that intensity in this match. Hello.
All right. 8 strikes in his first championship. Now watch this young man. Classic guy, I'll tell you, from North Fort Myers, 5'7", 165. Jason Couch from Winter Garden, Florida. Ricky Ward from North Fort Myers.
You want to see a great form this young man has developed it. Everything in perfect position. Now watch this arm swing. He's driving straight through. Look at this foot coming back, the right shoulder coming back, inside out swing, very confident release, and baby, he does a job on the 5.
In the Tums Classic itself, the tournament, Ricky Ward finished 60th. Our statistician, Butch Silver, 45th, made a few bucks. And Nelson, here where you won 2 titles, how did you do this week?
Nelson Burton Jr. averaged 221, didn't even get a smell, Chris. Very high scores this week.
When's your next performance?
Bo Burton will probably bowl in the Senior Touring Players Doubles in Fairview Heights, Illinois in May. But I'm looking forward to the big tournaments we have left. The U.S. Open next week, Toronto, Canada, and then on to the Firestone. Now, Jason Couch, who won the tournament, the Tums Classic, trying to make a double here in the King of the Hill.
Does it with such ease.
Seems like the younger players who haven't been there before, after they win a title, have kept their intensity. Some of the veterans seem to have a letdown, and we saw in earlier matches basically out on the West Coast. But well, it's Ricky Ward, and some of the younger players had a chance for that extra $5,000 to $15,000 and more if you could win more matches. They've seemed to keep up the intensity.
He has a 3-bagger, and this is the King of the Hill match. A strike and a spare for the King, now shooting in the 3rd. Ricky Ward feels that the King of the Hill, who waits in the wings each week for his foe, has a definite edge.
Yes, I do. I believe you have such a big advantage coming into the week, knowing you're going to be on the show. You can make some adjustments in your game, maybe even bowling equipment. Come at the end of the week, make some final adjustments, and get ready for a 1-game match for the King of the Hill.
And he bowled his usual 2 hours last night in preparation.
All right, 10-10 separating these two professionals in the King of the Hill match. More after this. We found another souvenir at Bradley Field.
Hey, Willard Scott here, True Value, with my friend Pat Summerall.
And we're asking shoppers what they like best about True Value. Is it personal service?
Or low prices.
You can always count on a good buy when you come in True Value.
Personal service here.
It's quick and easy access. You're not tied up all day just to do a quick shopping.
For personal service
and low prices, bring your family to ours.
The True Value family of stores.
Would you shop here the rest of your life?
Oh, yes.
You've just poured the milk on your bowl of Kellogg's Crispix when something keeps you from it. Good thing Crispix has a special shape that stands up to milk. So even if you can't get to it right away, Crispix still stays crispy and great tasting.
They're still crispy.
Kellogg's Crispix, the taste that waits for you.
The heat is on in Phoenix. Indy cars burn up the track at the world's fastest 1-mile oval. It's the Valvoline 200 Sunday on ABC Sports.
This is a live shot of a very live guy. We've known him for a long time, Red Burnham, general manager here at Bradley Bowl. He's had a maintenance man here for 32 years, John Bolzanski, who's never been out front to watch a telecast in all those years, so Red brought him out, as John is watching in the crowd along with all of us. Hope he's enjoying it. Jason Couch in particular.
3 in a row, 4th frame, King of the Hill match.
Well, the crowd's starting to light up.
Jason Couch cannot roll the ball any better than he just did there. When you catch it all, you can just walk away from it. That was one of his finest shots. And he's going to need them all against Ricky Ward. 2 Floridians, 2 former Rookie of the Years. In fact, this fella is the reigning Rookie of the Year. 1992 version. Perfect through 4.
Count 'em, 5 in a row.
The ball kind of slipped on the downswing. Smart move, take his time, re-rack. He's not afraid of scores. Remember, he defeated David Arnold 269 to 265 last week, so he can face anything, but he needs to keep striking.
All right. Hey, partner, is that cool? That's more than disc brakes. It's really lock. 5 in a row.
King of the Hill, 274. He has a potential 280. His opponent, a potential 300. It's still early. Still early.
A 3.
That's 3 times, man.
This young man's a non-complainer, so whatever he was bothering him down there continued to bother him here in the 6th frame. I think he's just losing the ball at the bottom of the swing. However, he's turning to talk to somebody about something. Maybe we can get some information up here.
This is the first tournament in 13 this year that we have not had a Williams, a bowler with the last name Williams, in our finals. Our King of the Hill, Ron Williams, was the first. Later, Walter Ray Williams. Walter Ray has been in the championship battle all along, as has been Ron a couple of times.
The full grip of Jason Couch as he goes for the full rack.
Now, in a row.
Billy Young opened the telecast with 7 in a row, left a solid 8 on his way to a potential $100,000 from True Value. Jason Couch has gotten halfway. We saw Walter Ray Williams last week get 11 in a row before leaving the 10 pin. There's still $100,000 out there, boys. Go get it.
7th frame.
Chris, you jinxed them.
I did? One thing of bowling, they never feel jinxed if you talk about a potential 300. Baseball no-hitter, yes.
All right, tough spare. He's got to get the ball to the left of the 2-pin, drive it over into the 610 zone. Tough shot.
Costly. Costly.
Boy, what could have been a 40-some plus lead has now diminished to just 10. Ricky Ward's back in the match. He's going for $15,000.
The king. Remember, here at this bowling establishment, there were 16 300 games.
This is a different Ricky Ward than we saw winning the King of the Hill and the Johnny Petraglia, and then last week at Sayville, he's kind of given the old sleepwalk shock to Jason Couch. He's only 10 pins out. He'll even the match with a strike. He's going right around the second arrow.
It's our 4th King of the Hill right there. This is the man, the Tums Classic champion that wants to be. Very impressive performance by our tournament leader and Tums champion today. Open frame, as you see there, comes right back with a wonderful, powerful strike.
Interesting scoreboard. All strikes but 1 shot by Jason Couch. Ward has come off the strings twice, and yet they're even through 8. If they would happen to tie, we'd go into a 2-frame sudden death roll-off for the King of the Hill title.
Six in a row, an open frame, now he's doubled. Made of the right stuff. So is Ricky Ward with a double up shooting in the 9th frame.
Chris, you've been around athletes all your life. Ricky Ward is not showing the winning emotion that we saw last week as you see the replay of the solid 7. This is a very important shot, and he seems unemotional. What do you think?
I just think I have to wait too long, you know.
I hear you.
But he waited the other 2 times and bowled games of 279 and 269 in his 2 King of the Hill victories.
Possible 238, quickly up in the 10th frame, trails by 11. He can still win the match, but it behooves him to throw some strikes. Take your time, son. There's $15,000 out there.
Right.
Possible 227.
As you see, the winner will get 5, and in Ricky's case, as the defender, and he possible winning 3 in a row to get a $10,000 bonus. Couch wins, he will get $5,000 to add to his $34,000 as a Tums winner.
Strike here by Ricky Ward would force Jason Couch to mark. All right, Jason Couch needs a good count and a mark. If he opens, Ricky Ward would stay on top of the pack as King of the Hill and win $15,000. Must make that spare. If he misses, he'll lose by 1 pin.
Going with uncommon speed, the left-hander drills it.
New King of the Hill, Jason Couch. Next week, he'll be back to defend that title at the U.S. Open in Lake Canandaigua, New York, where Robert Lawrence will defend his U.S. Open title.
237, 227. Couch. All the way today. We'll be back.
You've just poured the milk on your bowl of Kellogg's Crispix when something keeps you from it. Good thing Crispix has a special shape that stands up to milk. So even if you can't get to it right away, Crispix still stays crispy and great tasting.
They're still crispy.
Kellogg's Crispix, the taste that waits for you.
Presenting the Yardman 3-in-1 self-propelled mower. It mulches, bags, discharges, has a 6-speed drive, and a ferocious 5-horsepower engine, all for the price of much tamer mowers. Yardman mowers and tractors, made in America.
They ate the same things, got the same heartburn, but his antacid is very different. His Tums has calcium. Most antacids don't. Original Rolaids uses an aluminum salt. These two use aluminum and magnesium. Of all these, only Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium you need every day.
Something my body needs anyway. I like that.
For heartburn plus gas, Tums makes an anti-gas antacid too.
Graphically, you see the complete story of the Tums Classic, along with the King of the Hill match. 10 pins separating the 2 in the King match. And it was just a great afternoon. And for Jason Couch, 34 for the Tums Championship, additional 5 for King of the Hill. You see how Brian and Billy and Kelly did. Here is the Tums champion. He is the King.
Thank you very much. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank Tums. They put on a great tournament here. Everyone here at Bradley Bowl, the whole staff. They kept an eye on the paddock all week for us. The scorekeepers, you were great. Thanks a lot to the fans for supporting me today.
You had, Jason, you appeared to have the ultimate in the confidence department.
I needed it. I really did. The first 2 shows I was on, I wasn't aggressive. You know, I wasn't aggressive at all, and I thought it was time that I'd get out there and give it everything I got.
Your mom was a pretty good coach, huh?
Oh, yeah, very good. I'd just like to say hi to her and my dad and pack your bags. We're going to the Firestone.
Okay, before I give you the spoils of victory, let's go over to Nelson Burton, Jr. He's with Ricky Ward. Bo?
Thank you, Chris. Here's another man that's going to his first Firestone. Ricky Ward, you were so intense in your first 2 King of the Hill victories, yet today you seem kind of lethargic out there. What was the difference?
It's just a matter of just keeping the level of concentration is very hard, and I knew when I came out here this match was going to be a tough one, and he was a little more focused than I was, and the matter is he bowled much better, and my hat's off to him.
All right, but you know, you had 3 in a row, and then halfway through your approach, you stopped and came back. What was the situation?
Concentration was broke. I heard something in the back, and I just thought it was in my best interest to go back and start over.
Had you bowled Jason many times before? You're both from Florida, both regional players?
Many times. We've bowled many times of competition in the regionals and scratch tournaments.
Both rookies, both lefties. Who's been getting the best of the matches?
He got the best of me today.
All right, Chris, I have a great young champion here, and you have a new one out there.
Okay, and the left-hander is going to get a beautiful trophy from Michael Casaboom, who is the New England division manager for Tums.
On behalf of Tums and SmithKline Beecham, congratulations on your first tournament victory. Well done.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Now, to get you set up for a bigger check, it's my pleasure, Lefty Floridian, to give you a $5,000 check as King of the Hill. And now here's Ken West, the co-sponsor here, a longtime friend. Ken, you have a bigger check, don't you?
Jason, we welcome you as our Tums champion, and here's the $34,000 check to prove it.
Thank you very much, Ken. Thank you very much.
They're signed, too, aren't they?
Oh, yes, sir, they're signed. I have a few people I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank Bill Supper. He's helped me out all week, Russ Mills, and especially Brian Purcell in Canandaigua. Without him drilling my balls, I wouldn't have had a chance out here.
Don't forget Kelly Ryan.
Oh, and my fiancée, Kelly Ryan, too.
Okay, for all of our ABC crew, I'm Chris Schenkel saying goodbye for Nelson Burton Jr. and all of them, and we'll see you in Canandaigua for the U.S. Open. The executive producer of ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour is Jack O'Hara. Produced by Carol Letty. Directed by Larry Camp. Technical Director Michael Carmen. Associate Director Russell Brooks. Technical Operations Manager Les Weiss. Production Manager Bob Simon. Stage Manager Tom Gatewood. Assistant to the producer Steve Shunk.
The Professional Bowlers Tour has been brought to you by calcium-rich Tums. Tums helps wipe out heartburn and gives you calcium. By Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. And by AMF Bowling. AMF, an official sponsor of the PBA Tour. Coming up next on ABC's Wide World of Sports, NFL greats go head-to-head in the kickoff of the Jeep Superstars. Plus, the West Coast Kentucky Derby hopefuls take off in the Santa Anita Derby live. And race snowmobiles with Indy 500 winner Al Unser Jr. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world.